anything meaningful and worth pursuing in your life is going to be hard and time consuming. Therefore, you're going to require a lot of discipline and hard work, obviously. Now, without Googling or asking a chatbot for a definition, I think discipline is doing something repeatedly for a very long period of time without getting immediate results. For example, going to the gym for like 6 months without noticing a change in the mirror, starting a business, and over a year you don't get any profit. Doing practicing a musical instrument for a very long period of time without doing any music. Last but not least, going to school for over 20 years before getting a job that pays you like 500 or 400k. Yeah. Now, for all its faults, the education system is actually useful, I think, and I'm going to explain. It's hard, it's expensive, it's time consuming. Yes, all those. Many of us go through the education system with the feeling that it's a bit pointless, but we still work hard despite that feeling. I say pointless because it feels like the system is training for problems that are no longer existing or they are going out of fashion, to say the least. However, there are benefits of the education system, but I think they are not talked about because if we talk about them, they kind of undermine the whole venture. And these benefits are discipline and hard work we employ to climb the academic mountain or journey. Because think about it, if your teacher comes into class and tells you, yeah, we are doing these papers and exams, but don't take them seriously. It's all about the journey. It's like, what's this guy talking about? Is he crazy? So yeah, now while we were in school, we were motivated to get good grades because one, our parents or caretakers told us it was good, and we believed them. When we got good grades, they were happy, which made us happy. Hence, we repeated the process. We were told good grades equal good jobs with high salaries, thus we shall be happy. We were told good grades equal good jobs equal respect in society. We wanted that respect. And the teachers punished those with bad grades and praised those with the good grades. So we wanted to be praised. And I'm not saying these are good or bad, but I think we neglect the important path that got us those grades. We all know the saying, it's the journey, not the destination. And as many cliches, I think this is true. Now, to explain my point, allow me to tell you a short story about my academic journey. So, for someone looking at my transcripts, they would say I was a very good student. And I think they would be right. Duh. However, I attribute my success to mainly two things: the intense coaching I got off and on school because of my mom. She cared so much about my results. I went to good schools in the country, one of the best schools in the country. Yeah. I also thought I read hard, but when I reached A level, I realized I wasn't reading at all, bro. I was in one of the top schools in the country, and it employed the Darwinian method of promotion to Form 6, survival for the fittest, basically. So at this point, I was getting frustrated. I was getting self-doubt in myself and all that. This period was so hard for me, Form 5 especially. Now, The first term of Form 5 came around. I got 5 points out of 20 in the end of term exams. Now, for those, I don't know, these days the grading system keeps on shifting. I no longer know what they are using, but for our time, we were graded using points, meaning if you got 20 points, you are the best, basically. If you got 0, you were the worst. So 5 out of 20 was really bad for someone like me. In second term, I fought so hard, only to get 4 points. 4 out of 20. And I was like, bro, what's happening? I was so depressed. Not depressed. I don't know, that word is thrown around these days, but I wasn't depressed. I just had this frustration. I was working so hard, things were not working out. I thought I had peaked. My prime was in like O level or something. So third term comes around. Now, third term was the judgment term. You're either promoted into eternal glory, Form 6, or you're thrown into a pit of misery and torment for the rest of your life, chopped from the school, basically. That's how it felt at the time, bro. So I worked so hard. I don't think I've ever worked hard ever since this period in my life. I was sleeping less than 5 hours a night. I was reading in any free time I got. I got a reading timetable that I never used to do in O level. I joined discussion groups. I was praying a lot. I'm not talking about that shit like, I'm praying for myself, I'm praying for you. I was praying, bro. I was praying physically. I was so locked in at this point, and lo and behold, my hard work this time bore some sweet fruits, and I was promoted to eternal glory, Form 6. So Form 6 came around, and yeah, it was hard. But Form 5, bro, that pressure of Form 5 was terrible. I don't think Form 6 was harder than Form 5. That's my opinion. So, why am I telling you all this? I think most of us go through school, and when we come out of school, we realize that things are so different compared to what we assumed or how we were told. Many of us thought when we get out of school with good grades, you have a first class, the world will just roll out a red carpet and open its opportunities to you, basically because you have good grades. At least that's what I thought. But we realize this is different and it's not how we thought. Most of us get disappointed at this point. We get bitter at the whole system. However, I think the discipline and the hard work we employed to get these good grades can still be applied to other areas of our lives. And I'm not talking about making money and becoming successful only, whatever success is to you, but things like starting a business, things like health and fitness, things like learning new things. AI is a big thing these days. Learning new things on your own without someone pushing you, and very many other things. Yeah, waking up early to train is very hard, but you've done it in the past to get good grades. Yeah, dieting is hard, but in school we were all in a 3-meal diet, eating the same things for over 3 months, and we never complained. Yeah, maybe you complained, but you had no choice. And we have pulled all-nighters for an exam, and we aced it. We have prepared so hard for presentations, for marks, and we aced those presentations. One thing that predicts the future success is past experience and habits. And I'm here to remind you that you have been disciplined and hardworking in the past, therefore you can do it again. And I was listening to this podcast on an autobiography of Arnold Schwarzenegger. We all know the big guy, the movie actor, Alaka Swaz. He was a bodybuilder from Europe, Austria. Yeah, Austria. Then he went to America, then he won Mr. Universe bodybuilding competition. Then after bodybuilding, he became an actor, a very successful one. Then on top of that, he built a business empire. And he was like, he just took discipline he used in bodybuilding, then he applied it in business and acting. So exactly what I'm talking about here. He just used that mindset to these other areas of his life. So it's possible. It's possible. And as I finish off, I would like to say that maybe the only fault of the education system was training us to value the destination, meaning the marks, the grades we got, more than we should have. And with that, peace.